Welcome back, people, to the next part in the series. Today we shall be discussing basic Pythagoras and how to solve it in quick, easy steps. So typically, well, not typically, always Pythagoras will be asked for a right-angled triangle. It's going to be easily identified by in either of the corners. There's a nice square symbol here identifying what type of triangle it is. So in Pythagoras, the aim of the game is to try to find the length of one of the other sides. Yes. So our first journey into this venture will be trying to find the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is easily identifiable by the angle, which is always opposite to the right angle. You can always tell which one's the hypotenuse, and it is always certain that you make the hypotenuse identified. So the formula for Pythagoras is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now this formula is basically telling us the square of this side. So if we put that into practice, we're trying to find this one using these two sides. So what we would do is, it doesn't matter which order they go in, but we'll do 6 squared add 12 squared, which if I quickly look is 6 squared add 12 squared, which gives us a nice 180. So this gives us 180. So the square of C is 180, but that is not what the actual length of the side is. So in order to find the actual side, what we would do is we would get our 180 and square root it to find the actual length of this side. So the square root of 180 equates to 13.4. So our C is 13.4. Now, to make sure that your answer is always correct, as if this side is smaller than one of these other two, it's probably wrong, because a hypotenuse is always the longer side of the triangle. So if this side was smaller than this side, you probably messed up in the formula somewhere. Not to fret, it's just give it a go again. Always second answer your questions. Now, there is a second type of question which you can be asked referring to Pythagoras, in which is you have got your hypotenuse, but you're trying to find either your opposite or your adjacent, which isn't difficult, it's just not what it normally is. So see you in a second. Right, welcome back to the second part of the lesson. We will be discussing how to find these two sides when we have got our hypotenuse. It's not much difficult, it's nowhere near as difficult as the other one. It's just a bit different. So the base formula we used to have was a squared plus b squared is equals c squared, but this time we have got our c squared. So the other formula to find the other one would be c squared, take a or b, a squared, square root that, which gives us b. So that formula is just a bit different to this one. So if we put it into practice, we would do 20 squared, take away 7 squared, which gives us 20 squared, take 7 squared, which gives us 351. And then if we take this number and square root it, because 351 is not the answer we're after, it gives us 18.7. So square root 351, which gives us 18.7. So now we have identified that this is 27 and 18.7. And again, to double check that this is the correct answer, is this number should always be smaller than this number. Because again, otherwise, if it isn't, it is currently the wrong way round. As in, like, your answer is wrong. So again, it's not that much difficult, it's just different to the other formula. So if we quickly go over the formulas, I shall leave them at the end of the video. Right, I hope you can see the formulas. So if we're trying to find C or our hypotenuse, it's always a squared plus b squared and square root that. If we're trying to find either side a or b, it is the square root of c squared, take a or b, depending on which side you have. So that sums up this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Get those revision getting in and get those grade 9s. See you later.